100 years earlier. The Pindaliculi, whom we call Reds, are never willing to live side by side with any who are not of their mind, and they have weapons such as make our bow cords bits of rotten string, our knives slivers of rust. They do not kill, they enslave, and when they discover that we live, then they will come against us. Deklay's lips moved in a wolf grin. This is a large land, and we know how to use it. The Pindaliculi will not find us. With their eyes, maybe not, Travis replied. With their machines, that is another matter. Machines? Deklay spat. Always these machines. Is that all you can talk about? It would seem that you are bewitched by these machines, which we have not seen, none of us. It was a machine which brought you here, Buck observed. Go you back and look upon the spaceship and remember, Deklay. The knowledge of the Pindaliculi is greater than ours when it deals with metal and wire and things which can be made with both. Machines brought us along the road of the stars, and there is no tracker in the clan who could hope to do the same. But now I have this to ask. Does our brother have a plan? Those who are Reds, Travis answered slowly, they do not number many, but more may later come from our own world. Have you heard of such arriving? He asked Menlik. Not so, but we are not told much. We live apart, and no one of us goes to the ship unless he is summoned. For they have weapons to guard them, or long since they would have been dead. It is not proper for a man to eat from the pot, ride in the wind, sleep easy under the same sky with him who has slain his brother. They have then killed among your people? They have killed, Menlik returned briefly. Kaydessa stirred and muttered a word or two to her brother. Hulagar's head came up, and he exploded into violent speech. What does he say? Deklay demanded. The girl replied. He speaks of our father who aided in the escape of three, and so afterward was slain by the leader as a lesson to us, since he was our white beard, the Khan. We have taken the oath in blood under the Wolfhead standard that they will also die, Menlik added. But first we must shake them out of their ship's shell. That is the problem, Travis elaborated for the benefit of his clansmen. We must get these Reds away from their protected camp out into the open. When they now go, they are covered by this collar, which keeps the Tatars under their control, but has no effect on us. So again I say, what is all this to us? Deklay got to his feet. This machine does not hunt us, and we can make our camps in this land where no Pindaliculi can find them. We are not Dobigusharihi invulnerable, nor do we know the full range of machines they can use. It does no one well to say Doxada, this is not so, when he does not know all that lies in an enemy's wickiup. To Travis's relief, he saw agreement mirrored on Buck's face. Tsoay's, Nolan's. From the beginning, he had had little hope of swaying Deklay. He could only trust that the verdict of the majority would be the accepted one. It went back to the old Apache institution of prestige. A Nantan chief had the go and die, the high power, as a gift from birth. Common men could possess horse power or cattle power. They might have the gift of acquiring wealth, so they could make generous gifts. The Kendazai, the wealthy ones, who spoke for their family groups within the loose network of the tribe. But there was no hereditary chieftainship or even an undivided rule within a ranchera. The Nagunka Donatan, or war chief, often led only on the warpath, and had no voice in clan matters save those dealing with a raid. And to have a split now would fatally weaken their small clan. Deklay and those of a like mind might elect to withdraw, and not one of the rest could deny him that right. "We shall think on this," Buck said. "Here is food, water, pasture for horses, a camp for our visitors. They will wait here." He looked at Travis. "You will wait with them, Fox, since you know their ways." Travis's immediate reaction was objection, but then he realized Buck's wisdom. To offer the proposition of alliance to the Apaches needed an impartial spokesman. And if he himself did it, Deklay might automatically oppose the idea. Let Buck talk, and it would be a statement of fact. "It is well," Travis agreed. Buck looked about, as if judging time from the lie of sun and shadow on the ground. "We shall return in the morning when the shadow lies here." With the toe of his high moccasin, he made an impression in the soft earth. Then, without any formal farewell, he strode off. The others fast on his heels. "He is your chief, that one?" Kaydessa asked, pointing after Buck. "He is one having a large voice in council," Travis replied. "He set about building up the cooking fire, bringing out the body of a split-horned calf which had been left them." Menlik sat on his heels by the pool, dipping up drinking water with his hand. Now he squinted his eyes across the probe of the sun. "It will require much talking to win over the short one," he observed. "That one does not like us or your plan. Just as there will be those among the horde who will not like it either." He flipped water drops from his fingers. "But this I do know, man who calls himself Fox. If we do not make a common cause, then we have no hope of going against the Reds. It will be for them as a man crushing fleas." He brought his hand down on his knee in emphatic slaps. "So, and so, and so." "This do I think also," Travis admitted. "And since we can take a hand in that decision, this remains a time for rest." The shaman might be content to sleep the afternoon away, but after he had eaten, Hulagur wandered up and down the valley, making a lengthy business of rubbing down their horses with twists of last season's grass. Now and then he paused beside Kaydessa and spoke, his uneasiness plain to Travis, although he could not understand the words. Travis had settled down in the shade, half dozing, yet alert to every movement of the three Tatars. He tried not to think of what might be happening in the rancheria by switching his mind to that misty valley of the towers. Did any of those three alien structures contain such a grab bag of the past as he, Ash, and Murdoch had found on that other world, where the winged people had gathered together for them the artifacts of an older civilization? At that time he had created for their host a new weapon of defense, turning metal tubes into blowguns. It had been there, too, where he had chanced upon the library of tapes, one of which had eventually landed Travis and his people here on Topaz. Even if he did find racks of such tapes in one of those towers, there would be no way of using them, with the ship wrecked on the mountainside. Only, Travis's fingers twitched where they lay quiet on his knees. There might be other things waiting, if he were only free to explore. He reached out to touch Menlik's shoulder. The shaman half turned, opened his eyes with the languid effort of a sleepy cat. But the spark of intelligence woke in them quickly. "What is it?" For a moment Travis hesitated, already regretting his impulse. He did not know how much Menlik remembered of the present. Remember of the present. One part of the Apache's mind was wildly amused at that snarled estimate of their situation. Men who had been dropped into their racial and ancestral past until the present time was less real than the dreams conditioning them, had a difficult job evaluating any situation. But since Menlik had clung to his knowledge of English, he must be less far down that stairway. "When we met you, Kaydessa and I was inside that valley." Travis was still of two minds about this questioning.